Hello, good morning everyone. Happy Friday. I am just waiting to see Carmen join us. So I have just added her on and tagged her. So hopefully any moment now I will see Carmen and be able to, excuse me, pressing buttons. I'm just waiting to see a notification. Hopefully she notices that we're live and I'll be able to add her on. I'm really excited and looking forward to speaking with her and seeing what she's up to, because I did speak to Carmen, you may remember, a few months back. Here we go, Carmen's here. Just bear with me just a moment. Add. Adding, it's happening. Carmen wants to be in your video and it says it's adding, so just wait. Hello, hi Pauline. Just bear with me. This is always that weird bit at the beginning of the video where you're just waiting. Says it's adding. Hopefully. Hope the internet connection's okay. I've just got adding in front of me. It says Carmen wants to be in the video. Maybe. Hang on. I saw your face and I pressed a button. Oh, that weird bit at the beginning where you just...
I know. Facebook's like, no, you can't do it in this app. But anyway, no, it's all done. All good now.
Okay, so I don't have to riff anymore. We can get into it. Oops. There we go. I just knocked the phone. Okay. So, okay, let me introduce you, okay?
Yes.
So it's great to have Carmen back. Some of you may remember I interviewed Carmen earlier in the year, representing her company Strategic Action Consulting, and we talked about how to be more strategic and avoid overwhelm and achieve your goals. Now Carmen has some new exciting news, so I'm really looking forward to hearing all about it. Carmen has joined forces with another powerhouse business coach, Maureen, and they have a business together that is called Be Brave, Make Money. And I love that you're just getting straight to the point there, because there's a lot of reasons to be in business. There could be freedom. It's following what you really want to do, your passions, whatever. But at the end of the day, if you're not making money, it's not a business. If you're not making money or on track to, at some point, it's not going to last. So I love that you're putting it out there. So, okay, tell me about what led you to this point. Tell me, fill me in.
Yeah, thanks, Olivia. So as you said, last time you interviewed me for my other business, which is Strategic Action Consulting, where we support primarily healthcare organisations to get really strategic and make stuff happen in their organisations. But that was relatively new to me. I've only been running that business for just over a year. And, you know, when I started my business, I had no idea about business. Like, I didn't even know the difference between, marketing and sales. Like, I knew nothing. And so I went out fresh going, oh, I want to start this business. I had this idea and I was so determined and I was willing to do all the brave things. And I saw on my journey that there were so many other people I met who also had a dream of starting a business. And a year later, I had done it, I had this financially successful business, which was contributing to society, and a lot of those people were still spinning their wheels. So I started complaining to Maureen about this. I'm like, why? Like, it's not because I'm smarter than them. It's not because I got more information. I mean, we've all got Google. It's not even because I got connections or I've come from a very working class background. And we've come down to it's because of that bravery. So Maureen is one of the bravest business women I know. So it just made sense to join forces on this shared passion to support people in business, primarily women, to be brave and make money.
Brilliant. I think you're pretty lucky. It's really lovely. I think I love the idea that you find someone who is just such a really good fit that you can actually work together and have someone to bounce ideas off and work towards your common goal. So that's pretty
Yeah.
exciting.
It's really good. And you know what? I wasn't actually looking for it. Like Maureen and I were just having a chat because one of our other things we like to talk about is LinkedIn. We just were chatting about LinkedIn and then we're like, hey, we work really well together. And anyway, so it was like this whirlwind romance and we got married
Yes,
like
I
within
saw.
no
I watched.
time.
Yes, I saw your wedding. No, they didn't really get married, guys. Don't get confused. No, but they got married in business.
Business wedding.
A business wedding, yes. They opened up their documents and signed them. It was very lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's called Be Brave, Make Money. So obviously bravery is a big thing and making money. What does money mean to you?
Yeah, great. So, like you said, the premise of a business is that it makes money. Now, that's not the be all and end all. It's like, to be alive, you need blood. So, like money, blood, like that's just what you need. But money can be all sorts of things to different people. So it can be a fancy car or 100 shoes. Those things don't really interest me. What it means to each person is individual. So what it means to me is that I get to have fun and influence and positively impact more and more people. And I get to do fun, exciting things, meet new people, travel, spend time with my kids, pick them up from school, and just sort of demonstrate to my kids that I'm living my potential. So to encourage them to do the same. So I think that's what money means to me, but it's all individual. And I think growing up, so many of us, including me, you get this idea that money's bad or people with money are evil or whatever, and that might be the case in some cases, but I think money magnifies you as a person. So if you are evil, it magnifies your evilness, but if you want to make a difference, I think it magnifies that as well.
That's beautifully said. I love that. And it sounds like, well, it equals all those things to me could be summed up in the word freedom to me. I think it's giving you the ability.
I like the word. I like the word freedom. It's about it just gives you more choices.
Yeah.
You get to choose. Like for example, we've been asked to go to Vegas to run a coaching course, which I think is quite fun. And I said to Maureen, but my kids don't have passports, and she's like, yeah, but if you throw money, you can just get passports within a day, and then we can be off to Vegas. I'm like, oh, okay. Just money just gives you options. So I could go to Vegas tomorrow if I wanted to with my kids.
Are you
whereas
going
if you don't have money, you can't. Well, we're still negotiating. But I tell you what, if I go to Vegas, everyone's going to hear about it.
That sounds exciting. How did that? Can I go into? Can you talk about that yet, or is that going to be?
Yeah. So it just came from LinkedIn. So Maureen and I, we've really seen the value of LinkedIn for ourselves, and we now support other people on LinkedIn as well. And it's just putting yourself out there, and you never know what's going to come back. Some of it's dodgy, I got asked to go to Pakistan and live with some guy, but some of it's amazing. Like come run a coaching course in Vegas, and it's just sort of opening yourself up to all sorts of possibilities. We ran a day on LinkedIn just the other day, and someone took one action and she was asked to do consulting for a whole day. So imagine that, magnified. So we're pretty passionate about LinkedIn.
Okay, that sounds exciting. Yep, it's just putting yourself out there and opening yourself up to opportunities. Okay, so growing up, what was your relationship with money growing up? Has it changed at all?
So I grew up in a very working class family, and at times money was short. So I had really good education on how to budget, how to prioritize, and that's really valuable and has really worked well for me, when I'm at uni studying and really poor, and so I am very good at that. But then going into business, what I found is that you need to change your attitude towards money. When I started my business, people would be like, oh my goodness, you're spending $10,000 on coaching, that's sitting down and talking to someone. And I'm like, yeah, but what you don't get, what you don't get is that by doing that, it's going to support me to make more money. And so it's you have to, you change the way you think about spending and what you spend money on. And like, for example, growing up, like I learned about budgeting. So like the budgeting thing that you always hear is like, don't buy your coffee each day. And I'm like, well, have your coffee each day, but like use it to pump yourself up so you can take the action to make money in your business. So I think action in your business is going to make you a lot more money than, counting each individual penny. Like you still have to budget and be wise and consider your spending. But I think, focusing on making money is really, really powerful.
I guess if everybody suddenly holds on to their money, the economy just stops, doesn't it? Like nobody makes money. So you kind of have to spend it. So, so it's a different relationship where obviously you still have to attempt to, spend within your means, or at least that you can see that you're going to get the value back. But you've got to take some action.
You do. So you have to be very strategic and very considered. And so an example is, like I said, I paid for coaching right up front when I started my business, but also pretty early on, I got a virtual assistant just part-time. And you know what? Like there were weeks where I'm like, oh, I sort of can't really afford her, but I knew that it was essential because she was spending 4 hours in my business a day, which meant I got to spend that 4 hours doing other stuff in my business. And so it's really paid off. I've now got a team overseas. So it's about like this incremental improvement, incremental increasing the amount of support that you get. And so it's just like tweaking your attitude. So you can spend to make money. If you spend right.
So, that's right. So how did you get to be where you are now?
So some people look at me and they're like, oh, Carmen, you're so confident. You're this businesswoman. Yeah, no, okay, that's not where I started. So like I used to be so scared of speaking to people. Like I hit up a tree once to avoid speaking to someone. And like picking up the phone and calling someone was like my idea of a nightmare. So I'm a nerdy scientist by training. I then went and fell into a job in project management, and I implemented all sorts of things and did strategic planning and all sorts of that. And then I just stumbled across the coaching course. Like Maureen was a friend of mine. She said, hey, you should do this course. And I'm like, oh, okay. And at the start of the course, she said, oh, Carmen, this is the best course you're ever going to do. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't like your chances. I've done lots of courses. Anyway. It was the best course I ever did. And so the day after the course, I walked into my job and quit my perfectly good, secure, well-paid job.
Wow.
And negotiated to walk out at lunchtime. I had to go back for my farewell. So I guess what I'm saying is like...
Wow, you got brave like that.
Yeah, it was like, I also need to share with you, at the same time, my mum was diagnosed with a terminal illness. And my mum was 20 years older than me. So I kept on thinking, now what decision would I make if I knew I was going to die in 20 years? And that changed things for me as well.
Real shift in perspective, huh?
Yeah. So, yeah.
So what do you think if people say, oh, that's great for you, but that's not me. I can't do what you're doing. I'm not that type of person. I can't be that brave.
Yeah. So I don't like the word can't. Like you get to make a decision. So you get to make a decision about whether you're going to be brave. And bravery isn't an absence of fear. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm actually a bit red now. Like I'm a little bit nervous doing this podcast. But that's fine. Like I feel fear and I'm like, oh, cool. Well, that means I'm pushing myself out of my boundaries. So I've sort of transformed my relationship with like fear and stuff. So I just want to be clear, bravery isn't an absence of fear, but it is a decision to do it anyway. So if someone says, look, I can't do that, it's like, well, no. Like you can do it. You just need to decide if you are going to do it and if you want it. Like if you don't want to do it, that's fine too. Like it's your life. But like seriously, don't tell me you can't do something because that's just, not true.
You can decide. That is such a huge thing with life. It's all about, it's up to you how you live it. Decide. Yeah, it's your choice.
Yeah. Sometimes my coaching clients look at me and sort of think, oh, what does Carmen want me to do? And I'm like, you know what? Like it's your life, it's your business. You can decide what you want to do. But if you want to do something, then I'll support you to do it. Like, but you need to want it first.
Yeah. So tell me what's coming up. What can we expect to see from you? What's in the
Yeah,
pipeline?
so we've got lots of exciting things. We're continuing our LinkedIn strategy. So if you're on LinkedIn, connect with me. That would be really, really cool.
So you're
we're
teaching
continu-
people how to use the LinkedIn. Is that what you're saying? You're teaching this how to
yeah.
use
So
LinkedIn as a
yeah.
strategy?
Yep, so
Okay, cool.
we're doing that, and also we're using LinkedIn as lead generation for our business as well. So it's like, you know, we've experienced it ourselves. We know how it works and how it doesn't work, and how you can really leverage it, but also do it in a really time efficient way. That's what we're really all about. You know, getting the biggest bang for your buck and your time and your energy. So that's
Hmm.
what we support people on LinkedIn with. But you can also just follow us and check us out. Sometimes Maureen and I do videos that we think are funny, and apparently some other people do as well. Um, and we're continuing to coach a whole heap of amazing business people. And we also teach coaching as well, because that's what's like triggered me to do what I'm doing. So it's so powerful to like really just step up, learn how to communicate and get the best out of yourself and others. But the most
So you
exciting
teach
thing
how
we're
to do.
doing,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
You
so
teach
we
people
teach
to do what
coaching.
you're doing.
Yeah, we
I
teach people to coach other people. Yeah,
Because
including
I
people in
imagine,
Vegas, maybe.
because I'd imagine if you teach others, you coach others, that in itself is really good for yourself because you're constantly
Yeah, like, yeah.
reinforcing everything for yourself and having to find the answers for other people.
Definitely.
So
So
it
I'm
helps you.
always learning. I had a full day of coaching yesterday, and I always feel like so knackered after it, but so elated. Like, you
Mm.
know, it's just these people, I've been coaching them for a period of time, and just to see the transition that they've made in that time, like it's just. This might sound a little bit corny, but it makes my heart sing. Like that's what it does. It just
Oh,
I'm
yes.
like, oh, this is why I'm
Very.
doing what I'm doing. But hot off the press,
Yes.
we're still doing our landing page and everything, but we're going to hold a retreat. It's called the Make Money Retreat. It's in April and what we're going to do there is to get a whole heap of amazing business people together and to support you to get really clear on all your money stuff and if you've got any hang-ups about money, and then to work out what your goals are, because often we don't set goals around money, and
Mm.
then help you work out what your plan is and actually even start taking action during the retreat. So it's going to be a powerful, action-packed retreat, and it's going to be a whole heap of fun as well.
Okay. So how do
Mm.
people stay in touch and make sure that they get all the updates
Yeah.
or
So,
yeah.
so yeah, so you can connect with myself, Carmen Williams, and also Maureen Pound on LinkedIn. And you can check out our website at bebraveMakeMoney.com.
Okay. That's fabulous. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before we sign off?
I guess I would just like to recap on if you find yourself saying can't, stop and think. You shouldn't have that word in your vocabulary.
It's a choice.
Yeah,
Okay, absolute pleasure in talking to you. I look forward to seeing your new adventures unfold. So thank you so much.
beautiful. Well, thank you.
Okay. All
See
right.
you.
See you. Bye.